Are your percussion loops still and monotonous and you want to create some more randomness and organic textures in your tracks? Well, I've got a perfect little idea for you, which I came up with the other day, which utilizes the filter delay, the beat repeat, and also Ableton's Max for Live LFO to just create a little bit more kind of groove and randomness using a percussive element. So I'm going to show you how to go from this to this. So let's get stuck in. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So what I've done is I've got that project that I was using in the previous tutorial, and I was listening to it and I was like, if I was going to develop it further, I'd probably add a little bit more interest to the percussive melodic element that came from the Syntact, because what I did before was I used an Ableton Echo, but it just felt a little bit still. There wasn't much movement in there, and I thought it'd be a great time to explore filter delay and then use that as a tutorial. So what I've done is use the filter delay, and then I've also used the beat repeat, which I'll get onto in a second, and then finally used 3 instances of Ableton's Max for Live LFO to add a little bit of randomness in the delay times. So let's go through the different sections and how to set this up. So let's have a listen to the percussive element on its own. So it's this sound here. And let's start with the filter delay. So what I'm going to do is just switch these on one by one and show you what I've done. So with the left channel, you'll hear a delay coming out the left now. You can change the frequency in which you want to send into the delay. So if I move this around, you can hear it getting lower and then higher. So the idea is that you offset these different frequencies in each of the lanes. So you've got left, you've got right, and then you've got left and right, which is the center. And you offset them so they're all slightly different. And that just creates a little bit of variation across the stereo field. So for that one, you can see I've set it there. And then I've added a delay time of 5. So let's change these around a little bit and have a listen. So yeah, I've gone 5 for that one. Feedback around 40. And then the panning all the way to the left channel. Let's listen to the right now. So you can see the right one slightly higher. Might move it up a little bit more just to create more emphasis on that. And then we've gone for a timing of 1. Bring the feedback up a bit, and then that's all the way to the right. So listen to them now bouncing off each other. And that's already creating this nice rhythm across stereo field. So let's go to the left and right now. You can hear this one's much lower, and then we've gone for 3 on the timing. And this one's in the center. So now we've got this kind of like drumming pattern going across the stereo field, which is really nice. So what we're going to do next is we're going to push that signal into Ableton's beat repeat. Now beat repeat, at one point it became this overused effect where everybody was using beat repeat, but I've started to fall in love with it again recently. I think it's great just for adding random inconsistencies to the sound and creating little glitches and little stutters and triplets. It's brilliant. So what I tend to do is I always start with this preset, which is called Vocal Fun, and then I just play around with the settings. So I'm going to put this on and you can have a listen to what it's doing. It just sounds great. Now listen to that with a kick as well. And with it off. And then with filter delay off. So that's just really basic and still. With these on, you get all of this nice variation and kind of like a drumming aspect to it, a human feel to it. So let's have a look at the settings, what I've done. So if we bring up Vocal Fun preset, where is the beat repeat? There it is. Let me go to Vocal Fun. I always think this is a good starting point. Let me turn this one off. Sounds good. It's a nice little variation. But what I've done is, you can see on this one here, what I've done is I've changed this to mix. So it mixes the wet signal with the dry, whereas this one, it just switches between. If you go to gate, nothing comes through apart from the beat repeat signal. The middle one switches between the two. quite nice because you get these nice little tails. And then mixes the two together so you can keep that rhythm going constantly. And then if you want triplets, you can take no triplet off. And we get these nice little triplet sounds. It sounds quite nice, actually. You can also do things like pitch it all the way down. That's lovely, that. You can change that, obviously, put it on like fifths or sevenths. And you've also got pitch decay as well. So you can hear like these little drop downs in pitch there. I prefer it on these settings, and then also the chance is a good one. So the chance I've got 40%. If I put this up to 100, it means that we're constantly getting beat repeat all the time. Which doesn't sound bad. But I like it to kind of ease off every now and again. So if I put the chance quite low. So it came in there. It's a little bit more sporadic and it's not as much. And then the other thing that we can look at is intervals as well. So I've got it at 1/4 at the minute. It means every quarter it comes back on again. And then you can also offset it as well. So it starts at different times. And then you've also got the gate as well. So you can shorten the amount of hits that it does. So yeah, these are the settings that I went for. And then lastly, obviously, we've got variation as well. So if you push this all the way up, you're going to get more variation with the grid. So it's going to go to like this one here as well. In fact, what I'll do is just show you what that sounds like if I push this up. So I kind of wanted to avoid that for this sound. So that's pretty much it for the idea, but then I wanted to take it a step further. So in Ableton's Echo, I mentioned this in the previous tutorial, you can modulate the delay time. That gives it that more kind of like analog vibe where the tape's shifting around and you get these little pitches. I wanted to do that in Ableton's filter delay, but I found there was no inbuilt LFO for that. So what I've done is created another little rack as a variation. And you can see we've got the filter delay again, but this time we've got 3 LFOs which are modulating the swing time. So can you see that there? It's like moving the delay time around ever so slightly and randomly to just give it more of an analog feel. It's a little bit more unstable. So what I've done is I've unmapped one of the LFOs, and what I'm going to do now is remap it and show you how I set it up for the third delay line, which is the right hand side. So let's go and do that from scratch. So I've got an LFO here. What I want to do is put this on random, and if I bring the depth amount up and just change the rate, you can see we've got these random readouts. I might do a faster rate for this one actually. And I'll leave the depth all the way up so you can hear like a hyper version of it where it's like really pushing the delay time around. And all you need to do is you just go to map, and then we're going to map that swing time there. And now let's have a listen to just that delay line. So you can hear that moving around. So let's bring the speed down and then the depth amount down quite a lot. And let's turn the other ones on. So hopefully you can hear that. It's like slight fluctuations in the delay time. If I turn these off and put this one on, actually it's a little bit louder, that one. So just so you can hear it properly, what I'm going to do is put this one back on, turn these LFOs off, and then switch them back on. And also turn off this beat repeat as well. So that's with it off. And then I'm going to switch them on. So you can hear it there. It just sounds a little bit warmer, and I'll probably pump these up a little bit more so you can hear it more. Definitely hear it now. And especially with higher feedback times. Just bring them back down a little bit. So subtle is the key. Yeah, that sounds nice. So that's pretty much it for this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save that rack and put it in the Google Drive folder for the Patreon. So if you want to join my Patreon, you can get hold of this project as it develops and all of the samples, so you can use it in your own projects and also save some time as well, because I'll save that as a rack and you can just drop it in your own project. That's pretty much it for this. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions or if you have any ideas of tutorials that you want me to cover next, anything that you're struggling with, let me know in the comments below. If you've tried this and come up with an extra variation, like maybe you've added another effect to it to like kind of make it even spicier, let me know that as well, because I want to try and develop this idea now and add some more elements to it. And go ahead and subscribe so you can keep up to date with new content that's coming out. And also, if you want to learn some more tips and tricks for me, then go ahead and watch this next video here, which is jam-packed full of tips and tricks which are going to help you progress as a producer.